member is so important.
You can become a Diabetes UK member for just £3 a month. When you do, you'll receive a practical guide specific to your type of diabetes and a copy of Balance magazine 4 times a year. Plus, you'll help support research that could lead to better treatments for all types of diabetes.
As members, we're all working it out together.
Call 0800 144 5410 or go online to become a Diabetes UK member for just £3 a month. Join us now because membership can help you learn to live better with diabetes.
Turn that resistance up, give me what you can.
That was lit. Just hold it here, team, and breathe. Let's hustle hard. Let's get it.
Nice work. Smashing it over there.
A rare and beautiful tiger, trapped by vicious steel cables, slowly dying. Another victim of wildlife crime. Adopt a better future for tigers with WWF and help stop their painful deaths. We'll send you an exciting adoption pack with a cuddly toy. Call 0800 035 7100 or search WWF Tiger and adopt a tiger for just £3 a month. We must do all we can to keep them alive.
Hello. How was Iceland?
It was good, I guess. Had a few issues here and there.
Didn't you check Brighton?
No, the sun wasn't bright at all. Iceland, you know.
Wait, you don't know Brighton?
They must have missed out on some seamless visa assistance.
Plus extra baggage allowance and 24/7 customer support.
I mean, there's a reason they're rated excellent on Trustpilot.
Brighton Travel, making travel brighter.
Welcome back. Multiple chilling videos from New Orleans shooting scene show people ducking, running and hiding as a man opened fire indiscriminately after ramming his pickup truck into New Year revelers. At least 15 people were killed and 30 or more have also sustained injuries after this truck crashing and shooting incident on Bourbon Street in New Orleans prompted the mayor to term it a terrorist attack. Now, the intention behind the terrorist attack has not been ascertained yet. The president has said that he has been briefed on the attacker's post by federal investigators who are also looking into possible ties of this incident, of this attack to the Islamic State. Let's look at this special report before we go to our guest.
It is usually a moment of inspiration and resolution as billions unite across the world with the year ending. However, a speeding pickup truck in New Orleans has changed the way many people feel about the special day, as a 42-year-old US Army veteran used the occasion to kill and maim and ruin lives forever. Security camera footage has emerged of suspected terrorist Shamsuddin Jabbar driving his pickup truck down a packed Bourbon Street in New Orleans on New Year's Day before being shot dead by the police.
This man was trying to run over.
US cops have described Jabbar as a terrorist, while the FBI said an ISIS flag was located in the vehicle. A video circulating on social media showed Jabbar's white pickup truck inching through Canal Street traffic before taking a sharp turn down Bourbon Street. Other graphic videos have emerged showing the extent of damage and injuries and the level of depravity shown by the attacker. The authorities probing the case have said that the suspect was not solely responsible for the attack. Reacting to the incident, US President Joe Biden has said that Jabbar had expressed a desire to kill before the deadly New Orleans rampage.
The FBI also reported to me that mere hours before the attack, he posted videos on social media indicating that he was inspired by ISIS, expressing a desire to kill. The ISIS flag was found in his vehicle, which he rented to conduct this attack. Possible explosives were found in the vehicle as well, and more explosives were found nearby. The situation is very fluid, and the investigation has a preliminary stage.
In a social media post, President-elect Donald Trump has attacked the Democrats and said that the incident was an act of pure evil. He erroneously reignited the debate over immigration and crime following a tragic car ramming incident, as the suspect doesn't fit that profile. Thousands of kilometers away, another shocking incident rattled the nation as a Tesla Cybertruck exploded in front of a Trump hotel, killing one person. Authorities are investigating a possible link between the Cybertruck explosion and the suspected terror attack in New Orleans. The exact motive of the attack is not yet known, with authorities working round the clock to zero in on clues that can lead them to some concrete answers. With Vishal Vivek, Bureau Report, Ndtv.
Carolyn Malone joins us from Washington, D.C. Thank you so much, Carolyn, for joining us. Tell us, what do we know so far on the investigation that has been launched into this case? Because so much has emerged on the background of the attacker. But what is it that we know for sure on this case?
Absolutely. Well, the FBI are leading this investigation, and one of the strands they're looking at is back into his neighborhood where he was resident in Houston, Texas, and looking into, how he potentially became radicalized. They've interviewed people, neighbors, and former relatives of his who lived in the area, including, we believe, his ex-wife and the husband of his ex-wife, who's spoken, confirmed, as his brother has, that he did move, he did change religions from Christianity to Islam, but they haven't talked publicly about whether he may have been radicalized at all. It's also known that he had 2 daughters, that he used to be in the US Army, and in fact he was discharged from the Army after being found driving around the base under the influence of alcohol, so somewhat of a dishonorable discharge there. However, he did serve time in the US Army, and among the jobs that he had included as an IT specialist, so tech specialist, as well as doing about a year in Afghanistan, although he wasn't in a combat role. So this is someone that is a US Army veteran. He's served and defended the country of the United States. He's a US citizen. And it's very strange, of course, to see this type of movement if, in fact, he has been radicalized and carried out such an atrocious attack as we saw on New Year's Day. The FBI also looking into whether there were any other suspects involved. One of the concerns they had directly after the attack was IED explosives. They found a couple around the scene, and they scoured the area looking around evacuated hotels, cordoned off the area, checking to make sure there wasn't anything else left there that could pose a danger to people who live there or to the many visitors who come to New Orleans for New Year's Eve every year. So really looking at every angles at the moment. We heard, of course, from President Biden of a potential link to a terror group as well.
Right. Carolyn, also the ISIS angle, how sure are the investigators of that, and what aspects of the terror bit are being probed into?
So we know, of course, from the videos that were seen of the pickup truck and witness statements that there was an ISIS flag on that pickup truck that the suspect used to ram into people. So that is somewhat indicative that he was at the very least inspired by the group. It doesn't, of course, establish an actual connection to the group. We know as well that President Biden, when he spoke later on New Year's Day, he spoke about social media videos that had been posted online suggesting that Jabir, the suspect, actually wanted to kill people, that there was a potential link there to terror groups, at least that he had again been inspired by terror groups. I think one thing also of interest is security analysts have been speaking about how groups like Islamic State, ISIS, do post online and try to radicalize people, including lone wolf actors. And they also put out plans of how people can be radicalized and use vehicles in the way that Jabir has, using a truck to ram into people. That doesn't, of course, confirm anything. But certainly you can imagine that the FBI and the investigators looking at this will be examining all angles, both, in the real world in Texas, but also online to see what his history looked like.
Right. Thank you, Carolyn, for joining us with those critical details. It's an evolving story, and we'll keep coming back to you. Moving on to other important stories. After Tesla chief Elon Musk clashed with Germany and its Chancellor Olaf Scholz earlier this week, he's going after United Kingdom Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Next, Musk has launched a fresh attack against Mr. Starmer, accusing the UK leader of failing to bring rape gangs to justice when he was the head of prosecution service more than 10 years ago. Now, the tech billionaire has also increasingly criticized the British government in recent months, comparing it to Stalin's Russia, endorsing the Reform UK party. He has also backed Germany's far-right AfD party last month. In his latest attack, Musk has called for fresh polls in the country, even advocated for the release of far-right activist Tommy Robinson, who was jailed for 18 months for contempt of court last October. Elon Musk has claimed that very few businesses want to invest in Britain under the Labour Party, a claim that Starmer has refuted. To discuss this further, we have with us Nicholas Nugent, who is a British journalist, and he was former BBC editor from London. We also have Professor David K. Johnston, Professor of Public Policy, Rochester Institute of Technology. Thank you both of you for joining me on this broadcast. To you, Nicholas, first, how do you see Elon Musk's recent and also statements that he has given out in the past few months against the UK Prime Minister? Do you see this as something that he does on a regular basis? And what do you think are the important political undertones to these statements?
Well, I think perhaps the risk that you're suggesting to British democracy is rather overrated. I mean, Elon Musk is as entitled as anybody to express his opinion and indeed to criticise the British Prime Minister. But it bemuses us as British citizens, the topics he's choosing, because, I mean, I could criticise the Prime Minister for his policy on illegal migration that doesn't seem to have stopped the small boats arriving, or indeed people are criticising him for having professed pro-economic growth, investment in industry, and it's not really working very well. These are the issues of the moment. Instead of which, Elon Musk has picked on a scandal, indeed, of many years ago, and suggested that Keir Starmer was responsible for not bringing the appropriate people in this sex scandal to justice, or indeed not now backing an inquiry into it. So it seems to us a little bit obscure at the moment that he's taking this position. It may be rather more to the point that he is rumoured to be wanting to back one of the British political parties, Reform, with a vast sum, if the rumours are to be believed. But there are already checks and balances in position in British democracy that prevent foreigners from investing sums like that. So I don't really see that as a threat. I think perhaps you might have had a little bit more concern about what Elon Musk been saying about the German elections, because there they are in an electoral process.
Right.
And there is not unnaturally some concern that Elon Musk seems to be interfering in the electoral process. I think it's a long, long way from interfering in British democracy. He may indeed have economic or commercial motives for making this point. Clearly, he's not a fan of the British Prime Minister, but I do rather question the factors he's chosen to criticise him.
Right. Professor Johnston, are business interests in some ways also driving Elon Musk's remarks, given that Musk has never really commented about China, and his censorship intervention has also been in some ways quite selective?
Well, I would step back a little bit. I think Musk is playing a game here that's much bigger than his particular interests in any one country. Elon Musk, who was a prince of apartheid South Africa, clearly has no regard for democracy. And if you look at the people he supported, Donald Trump in the United States, the far-right German party, his association with Nigel Farage and his attacks on the current prime minister, in all of those, I think what he's trying to do is undermine democracy so that people like him can operate as they choose without being accountable to a democratic government or to safety regulatory systems or accountable for the government money they get. A great deal of Elon Musk's fortune derives from contracts with the US federal government, billions and billions of dollars in contracts.
Right. Also, Nicholas, will this impact the Trump-Starmer relationship? Because considering that Elon Musk is not just a billionaire anymore, he's also someone seen as part of the Trump government.
Well, indeed. And I think that's why perhaps Starmer and his advisors are being a bit cautious in responding, because they know that he is a trusted aide of the incoming president. And Keir Starmer clearly wants to get off to a good start with incoming President Trump. So there's not likely to be a sort of backlash. But I mean, I like Professor Johnston's interpretation that this is a broader attack on democracy than a specific attack on the British Prime Minister. Yes, indeed, he works according to different rules. And what his long-term objective is, who can tell, whether it's commercial or whether it is indeed political, as a trusted member of the incoming administration. But really, it's not causing big shakes here in Britain. Let me put it that way. We're interested, we're intrigued, but I don't think it's going to rattle the cage of the present Prime Minister in a way that perhaps some other commentators might do by choosing more contemporary issues to attack the new Labour administration here.
Professor Johnston, we've seen Starmer not really respond using very sharp words, especially to Elon Musk. Do you think that also reflects a sense of caution? Are they waiting and watching? How do you see that?
Starmer is a long experienced politician, and he's not taking the bait. It's very easy when someone who's a disruptor like Elon Musk goes after you to respond. And I think Starmer is very wise to sort of hold his powder dry and minimize what he has to say. And by the way, capital investment in Britain has gone up since last July 1st when he became prime minister, contrary to Musk's assertion that nobody wants to invest there. So I think you're going to see Starmer, and one would hope other experienced politicians around the world, not get drawn into Elon Musk's games.
Right. Nicholas, also, how ethical do you think is it for Elon Musk to boost these far-right voices across countries on X?
Well, I'm not going to criticize Elon Musk. I mean, he's a free individual. He may be the richest man in the world, but I mean, he can say what he likes. I don't feel either personally or on behalf of my nation to feel threatened because he's exercising his right to free speech. But I do agree with Professor Johnston's comment that Starmer's going to be very cautious in reacting to that, in taking the bait. He's not going to take the bait. Much more important to him is to get off to a good start with the incoming American president. So let Elon Musk have his say. I don't think anyone's going to feel threatened by it. We're just interested to see the game he's playing. I think even the Germans are not feeling threatened by it because, yes, he can state his opinion, but I don't think that's going to change the course of democracy in Germany in the short term at any rate. So let's just see what happens. Democracy has its own inbuilt strength, and I think it's going to hold together in Germany and indeed in the longer term in Britain.
Johnston, the same question to you, sir. What do you think of Musk, boosting far-right voices on X? Do you think that this is ethical?
Well, first of all, it's his business that he owns lock, stock, and barrel, and he can do what he wants with it because since it's on the internet, not over the airwaves the public owns, it's not subject to content regulation. Is it, however, a moral thing to do? No, of course not. He is trying very hard to persuade many people that if they give up their liberties and they give up democracy, they will be better off. I can see how he believes that is in his interests, both commercial and psychological, but that's not selling particularly well in the United States, the UK, or Germany. And I agree with Mr. Nugent that democracies have a lot of vitality to them. You can lose a democracy. Look at Hungary and Viktor Orban. So we need to be very careful and cautious and watchful of people like Elon Musk and the people he associates with. But we shouldn't assume that we live in a house of cards that can be blown over.
Right. Closing remarks from you, Nicholas. Your last words on, with Musk's fixation with the UK, and how are people of the country looking at it?
I think it all needs to be put in perspective. And frankly, that's how I see it. It's small. It doesn't really matter very much. Yes, he may own one of the biggest communication tools of the modern age, but it doesn't mean the people of Britain, for example, or indeed of Germany, are going to rise to the bait and follow the Musk philosophy. He's having his say, and as a great believer in free speech, why shouldn't he have his say? You're giving me my say now. I just happen to have a rather different opinion. What matters in elections is who people vote for and their trust in the individuals who are standing for election. Elon Musk is not standing for election. He's trying to be one of these sort of modern animals called an influencer. Well, I think there's a limit to how far that influence will reach, certainly beyond the United States, and I would suggest even within the United States. Let him have his say. I don't think it's going to cause any great upsets in any country, frankly.
Right. Thank you both of you for joining me on this broadcast. It's time for a short break. More news and updates on the other side.
With retirement round the corner, I want to spend more time with my family and less time worrying about the numbers. Which reminds me.
Welcome to British Seniors, the UK's #1 rated provider of over 50s life insurance.
Hi, I'd like a quick quote.
No problem. We're proud to offer our seniors lifetime guarantee. With 100% of claims having been paid, we guarantee your premiums will never go up and that you'll speak to one of our specialists in the UK. UK residents aged 50 to 80 are guaranteed to be accepted. Depending on your age, your loved ones can get a cash payout up to £10,000.
And that money could help with funeral costs or even as a gift for the grandkids. I'll do it.
Plus, when you sign up, you'll receive a £135 gift card and free 24/7 GP advice and health services.
You got them all right. That's amazing.
Be proud to protect your loved ones with British Seniors. To get a free quote today, call our UK team on 0800 977 5808 or visit britishseniors.co.uk.
Love a good deal? Try free to play Deal or No Deal, only at Tombola. There's up to £1,000 to be won. Get that good deal feeling. Open for fun.
If you're homeless, you're never safe.
Tonight, too many young people like Kira will be at risk, right here on our streets. But you could help a young person find safety and begin a new future by sponsoring a room at Centrepoint.
It's more than a room. You get real support and training to help you get your life back on track.
Please search Centrepoint Room online today or call 0808 281 8001 and be the turning point for a young person like Kira. Thank you.
Quidco gives you cashback every time you shop on over 5,000 brands. It always pays to Quidco. Sign up and start saving today. Visit quidco.com.
I'll fix him, love. Poor pet. Just shows you never know what's going to happen. Which reminds me, I need to protect the life we've built. That's why I'm looking into Smart Family Life Insurance. Hi, I'd like a quick quote, please.
OK. You can choose a benefit amount up to £750,000, depending on your age. If you're a UK resident aged 18 to 64, you can apply with just a few health and lifestyle questions. For £250,000 of cover, the price starts at just £14.77 a month.
That's less than I thought. And it could help my husband with the mortgage.
Just like families, not all life insurance is the same. That's why we offer the Smart Family Guarantee.
That's good to know.
You'll also receive a 100% advance in the event of terminal illness and 10% cash back on your first year's premiums. That's the Smart Cashback. Plus, you'll also get your choice of a £125 gift card.
Protect the life you've built the smart way. To get a free quote today, call our specialist UK team on 0800 977 5753 or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
In a fresh blow, the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, was met with harsh heckling and calls to leave while on holiday at a ski resort in British Columbia. The crowd at Red Mountain Resort in Rossland loudly booed and mocked Trudeau, urging him to depart the province. In a video shared on X, Trudeau, whose popularity has dropped sharply in last few months, was seen confronted by a member of the public in a parking lot where she sharply asked him to get out of the town. This comes as Prime Minister faces increasing pressure to step down, even as members of his own Liberal Party, after nearly a decade in office, have spoken out against him. Trudeau's approval has also fallen in the midst of concerns over rising cost of living and also inflation.
Mr. Prime Minister, please get the out of BC.
Have a wonderful day, ma'am.
Yeah, you.
As political turmoil deepens in South Korea, impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol is still resisting arrest for a third day, vowing to fight authorities who are seeking to question him over his failed martial law attempt. His controversial declaration sparked impeachment, leaving him facing possible arrest, imprisonment and even death penalty. In a letter that was released Wednesday, Yoon has sent a defiant message to his conservative supporters gathered outside his home in Seoul, promising to fight to the end against what he calls anti-state forces as authorities prepare to overthrow him over last month's martial law order. It still remains unclear when or how police might make that arrest, especially with Presidential Security Service blocking investigators from accessing his office and residence with a search warrant. Meanwhile, US President Joe Biden is awarding the second highest civilian honor to lawmakers who led investigation into the violent January 6 Capitol riots. The Presidential Citizens Medal will be presented to 20 recipients, including Liz Cheney and Benny Thompson, who spearheaded the congressional probe into the insurrection following the 2020 election. Cheney is a former Republican representative and Thompson is a Democrat who led the House committee investigating the attack. Cheney has been outspoken while backing Vice President Kamala Harris in the 2024 race, which angered now President-elect Trump. Biden is reportedly considering preemptive pardons for Cheney and others targeted by Donald Trump. Donald Trump, meanwhile, who's set to take office on the 20th of Jan, has vowed to pardon the Jan 6 rioters on day one of his presidency. Meanwhile, the Sports Ministry in India has said ace shooter Manu Bhaker and chess world champion D. Gukesh and all four athletes will be getting the Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award. Double Olympic medalist Manu Bhaker and world chess champion D. Gukesh are amongst the four athletes who will be honoured with the Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award on the 17th of January. This was a statement that was issued by the Sports Ministry today. The awardees will receive their awards from the President of India, Dwivedi Murmu, at a specially organised function at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Indian men's hockey team captain Harmanpreet Singh and Paralympian Praveen Kumar will also receive the Khel Ratna Award from the President of India, Dwivedi Murmu. That's all we have for you on India Global today. See you tomorrow.
Once a year with Photobox, your moments come to life. Love it. Wrap up your year. Get up to 50% off and create your yearbook with Photobox.
Get PlusNet full fibre for $28.99. Oh, wait. Now just $25.99 a month. Great value broadband you can count on with 145 megabit speeds. Plus, you'll feel the warmth of real people ready to help, even on the weekend. Here to answer big questions or small questions. Ah, that's a plus. Get in touch and come direct for our best price. Offer ends 22nd of January. Toasty.
So you want the confidence to hit that high note. Here's how. Get the Harry's trial set. For just $3.95, you'll get our new trim and razor, shave gel and travel cover. With our new razor, even your 8th shave will be as smooth as your first. Its 5 German-engineered blades are our sharpest yet. Now with your newfound confidence, that high note is there for the taking. Harry's. Feel good, fellas.
James? Jenny? It's been 30 years. Where have you been?
Is that really a Hyundai?
It's Hyundai.
Hyundai?
If you think you know our cars and how to say our name, where have you been?
Who doesn't love a good deal?
Meal deals.
Be rude not to deals. Seal deals? Or a bit of deal or no deal? We've got free-to-play deals with no deposit required. And up to £1,000 to be won every day. Get that good deal feeling only at Tombola.
This mother rhino would do anything to protect her baby. But when poachers come armed with guns and chainsaws, how can she protect herself? Please adopt a rhino with WWF for just £3 a month. Call 0800 035 7660 or search WWF Adopt a Rhino. We'll send you this adoption pack with a cuddly toy. 3 rhinos are killed every day. We need your help to keep them safe.
Hello. How was Iceland? It was good, I guess. Had a few issues here and there. Didn't you check Brighton? No, the sun wasn't bright at all. Iceland, you know.
Wait, you don't know Brighton?
They must have missed out on some seamless visa assistance.
Plus extra baggage allowance and 24/7 customer support.
I mean, there's a reason they're rated excellent on Trustpilot.
Brighton Travel, making travel brighter.
From interesting tech startups to industry-leading companies, politics, sports, culture, curry, cricket. Oh, there's so much to talk about. Like me, if you too thrive on interesting conversations, this is a show you cannot miss. Watch this space to know more about all matters and all people that make Britain what it is today. Out of Britain, with me, Radhika Iyer.
This is Ndtv, and you're watching Ndtv 24/7.
Hello and welcome to the Southern View. I'm Veera Raghav. Lots lined up on the show this evening, including Chandrababu Naidu's categorical comments on vendetta politics and the Adani Green controversy in Andhra Pradesh. But first, the headlines that we're tracking this hour. Prime Minister Modi to inaugurate Veer Savarkar College for the Delhi University. The Congress hits out, says BJP has no icons of its own and that Savarkar supported the British. Hitman Rohit Sharma is likely to be rested for the Sydney test according to sources to NDTV. Bumrah would lead the squad. Is it the first act for the next change in Indian cricket? It's now official. Manu Bhaker will get the Khel Ratna along with Gukesh, Domaraju, Harmanpreet Singh and Praveen Kumar. The Madras High Court tears into politicians and the media in the Anna Varsity sexual assault case, says the case is being politicized, a media trial's on with no genuine concentration on women's safety. Well, our top focus this evening, Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has categorically stated that in the absence of any evidence, there is no question of any action on Adani Green Energy Limited or the power purchase contracts with the Solar Energy Corporation of India, stating that the credibility of the state government is at stake, underlining credibility of the state government is at stake, and that there is no proof yet in the allegations made. He pointed out that any action on the contract would invite stiff penalties in the absence of any evidence. He also emphasized that he doesn't indulge in vendetta politics and that though he could easily file cases in this controversy against former Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy, he will not do so and allow vendetta politics to affect the state's interests. That's the difference, he said, between him and his predecessor. The statement gains significance in the backdrop of allegations in the United States against Adani Green, which the group has strongly refuted and has pointed out to incorrect reporting in several sections of the media. Well, two questions this evening on our special focus. Is it time first for Andhra to move over vendetta politics? And more importantly, despite the political noise months after the controversy, the fact is there is still no evidence to back the allegations. Joining me this evening, Jyotsna Tirunagari of the Telugu Desam Party, Silpa Ravi Reddy of the YSR Congress, and political analyst Amitabh Tiwari. Thanks to all three of you for joining the show this evening. My first question before I get to the politician is to the observer in the panel, Amitabh Tiwari. The fact is, while there has been political noise and several allegations made, this is a reiteration that there is really no proof yet.
Yeah, essentially, with respect to the Adani case, what has happened is that, and that has been the central government position also, if you see in the Lok Sabha, that the charges have not been framed. There is no case here domestically in the country, and because of that reason, it would not be wise to go ahead and cancel any contract. So that's what Chandrababu Naidu has said, that in the event, if there is more proof and